This is the plaintiff, Elizabeth Clark. She says she was out buying diapers for her baby when the defendant, Isaiah, drove his car smack into hers, pulling out of a parking spot. He actually crunched her car in, leaving a lot of damage that he refuses to pay for. The guy was driving with no license. His mother stopped responding to her, and that's why she's here, suing for the $2,000 she's owed. These are the defendants, Veronica Jones and Isaiah Kearney. Veronica says her son Isaiah was pulling out of a spot when the plaintiff scraped her car along his. That's right, she caused the fender bender. She has to take responsibility for her actions, and she thinks the judge will agree after she hears her side of things. They're accused of driving a woman crazy.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she was out buying diapers when the defendant crashed into her car, but the defendants say the plaintiff caused the crash. It's the case of I got hampered buying Pampers.
Thank you, Douglas. Elizabeth Clark,
Hi.
you are suing Veronica Jones and Isaiah Kearney for $2,000, a balance that you say is owed to you on repairing a car, the damages that they did to your car. Tell me what happened.
On September 9th, 2014, myself and my mother were driving to a pharmacy to pick up diapers for my 4-month-old son at the time.
And what time of the night was this?
This was early evening, approximately 5 o'clock p.m.
Okay. Why don't you come over here and show me on the map how it happened?
Sure. I'm going to use this car. This would be the defendant's car. This would be my car. Well, right here, because I was closer to making that turn.
Put them where they need to go.
Okay.
What street were you on? What street was he on?
I was on Rockaway Parkway.
So put it on Rockaway Parkway, and I think you might want to go in this correct direction of traffic. You want to help her out there with a little
Yeah, I see.
Because
I see it.
you're
Here
all
we go.
over the parkway. All right.
Here we go. I'm on Rockaway Parkway, and the defendant was here on Skidmore Park. I was making the turn here, had my indicators on at the green turn light, and her son was at a park, and this was what happened here. As I was making this turn, he pulled out of his parking spot and crushed into the side of my car, attempting to make that right turn as well. There were no indications. He didn't wait. He didn't have the right to turn at that time. So this was his car
Did you see
again.
him coming when he came at you?
No, because he was parked along with a whole bunch of other parked cars. So I was making this turn. The green
That's how your car was positioned?
on Rockaway, making this turn.
Right.
Indicator.
And when you got hit, how was your car positioned?
It was already in a turn, in a semi-turn.
Just like that, like
Yes.
you're putting it?
Yes.
Okay.
And he came out this way. So that's what happened when he hit my car.
How many lanes are on Rockaway?
There are two. So there's a straight end turning lane, and then there's a just continually straight lane.
And that's each way.
Yes.
So it's a 4-lane highway.
Yes. There's a island in the middle for
So
pedestrians.
can you see what you're doing there? Because you keep putting your car here. What is this here? Is this the median?
So, yeah.
Okay, so you're here.
Okay.
He's here. This is parking. These are the 2 lanes that way?
Right, that's where I got confused.
That way?
at,
And
too.
where are you?
So-
Because then you're going, are all 4 lanes going the same direction? I don't know what you're doing.
So I'm here. Here's his car parked.
So why'd you put yourself way up here?
Because I didn't pay attention to the rest of the diagram.
Well, all right then. Now tell me what happened.
Now, so if this would be the pedestrian walk, this would be Rockaway Parkway. He's parked here.
Gotcha.
This is me making the turn, indicators on. This is him, and he's
Okay,
going
now
to
it
make
makes
the turn.
sense. All right.
There we go.
Okay, you can go ahead and go back. So what happens when you two collide? What happens?
I had to sit in my car for a second or two to just get my bearings because I couldn't believe that I got hit. Myself and my mom got out of the car.
Was anybody hurt?
No one was injured.
Okay, and who was in the other car?
Just the young man.
Okay, and what's your name?
Isaiah.
And you own the car?
Yes.
You're the mom?
Yes.
Okay, so he comes out and he says what?
He was in disbelief of what happened. He really didn't argue. He was very polite and understanding. And I asked him, what happened? why would you pull out? If I was making the turn, I had the right of way. He didn't really say much. He just called his mom. I called 911.
What did he tell you, Mom?
He told me just to come downstairs. He got into an accident.
So you come downstairs.
Yes.
And how does he, let me first hear from you. Come on over here and tell me how it happened. Show me on the cars. Go ahead.
Well, it was like, it's a 3-lane.
Is one of the lanes parking?
Yes.
Okay, that's not a lane, but okay.
So, if I was about like here.
Were you parked?
Yeah.
Okay.
And as she was coming, like, I looked in my mirror, my blinkers was actually on.
Okay.
And as she turned, like, she was in my blind side. When I looked in my rearview mirror, it was like nobody there. So I thought I had the way.
Was she in your blind side when she was in front of your eyeballs? She's in your blind spot because she's in front of you. Is that what you're saying?
She's like halfway on the, halfway in
Yeah.
front of me,
So,
halfway on the
right.
side.
So before you keep driving, your head is supposed to go like this and look forward. Right? All right, go ahead.
So as she turned, like, I came out a little bit, and then she just like scraped the side, and then we just stopped and
Okay.
then got out. And
All right. How old are you?
20.
20. Is this your first accident?
Yes.
Okay. How long have you been driving?
Since I was 18.
And do you have a license?
No.
You've never had a license?
I have my permit
You have your permit? When did you get your permit?
about a month ago.
When you have a permit, you're in what state? New York. When you have a permit, are you allowed to drive alone in your first year?
No.
Mom, what's going on? Yeah, go ahead and go back. Mom, why is your son driving unaccompanied on a permit after a month?
So, defendant is supposed to have somebody in the car. That's his driver's license, and he didn't. Is he automatically responsible for this crash?
Yes, because he's not even legal to drive alone.
That's a true statement.
It is, but I mean, you don't know if he had an emergency and had to go and he didn't.
That wouldn't be an excuse. Tupac?
He's definitely in the wrong.
He's in the wrong. He's definitely in the wrong. The question is he responsible? Going inside the courtroom.
He actually was not supposed to be driving.
Okay, well, whose car was he in?
My car.
And how did he have the keys to your car to be driving a car he's not supposed to be driving?
Because he was just going, I just came in from work and we was going to FedEx to go get his book bag. So when we passed, when I was going upstairs, he was going downstairs, I gave him the car just to go, the keys to go sit in the car.
And do what?
To wait for me to come back downstairs so we could go to FedEx to get his book bag.
Oh, no, you didn't. You were tired and you told him go get your book bag.
No.
Well, then why was he pulling off without you if he
But he
expected
was not
you?
supposed to be pulling off.
But why did he then?
You have to ask him that.
I'm gonna.
He was not supposed to.
Why were you pulling off without your mother?
Just, I don't know, just being young. I was gonna like come into our parking lot, so I was just gonna make the right and then make a U-turn.
Why did he have to
and
call
come
you
into
to
the
come
parking lot.
on down?
I just got up. It just literally happened.
Okay.
As soon as I got upstairs and hung my bag up, the phone rang. Just
Do you have insurance?
Instantly. Yes, I had insurance.
So why didn't everybody just go through insurance out of curiosity?
Because she was looking out for my son, and she said that she didn't want her premiums to go up as well. I didn't want mine to go up.
Why would your premiums go up?
So we decided to.
Your premiums aren't going to go up if it wasn't your fault.
Well, I just got new insurance.
So you were just worried that they would...
That wasn't my main priority. I told her that I didn't want him to get arrested because one of the cops said that he was going to go to jail.
For driving without a license.
For driving without a license.
So she was looking out for your son and you would pay her how? Just how much of these damages have you paid for, either one of you? You as the owner of the car and you as the person who drives like garbage.
We did pay
how much of these damages that this lady has sustained have either of you paid?
$400.
$400. Is that accurate?
That is accurate.
And you paid nothing else?
No.
Okay, and let me see the damage to the car and let me see the estimates. And what's your defense?
Well, I don't really have a defense. I knew I was in the wrong because I wasn't supposed to be driving.
Well, you were in the wrong for more than that. Wow, there it is, right there. Picture says 1,000 words. Ooh, scraped the whole side of her car. What's the damage there? Wow. All right, you got a lower estimate than this, though.
Yes.
You jacked it up once these people didn't pay anything.
I
Because you
went-
handed me an estimate for $3,400 and your lawsuit was only for $2,000. So what's going on?
So that
Did you have an
was-
estimate for $2,400?
I had an estimate for $2,400.
Okay, because she'd already paid you 4, and that's why you paid for 2.
Right. And then after, I just felt like I was.
Did you ever make a claim on their insurance?
No, I didn't.
Because you were afraid your insurance would go up?
No, after that, I didn't even take into consideration my insurance.
What kind of car is this?
A BMW 330
geez.
XI.
Okay. What's your defense?
Okay, when I told her that I got into a situation, my car actually caught on fire and blew up. I was in the process of going to work at the time. It was a tragic situation.
What do you do?
I was not able
how
to
are
go
you
to
helping
work.
the cause? Are you working?
I actually go to school. I'm a full-time student.
Full-time student where? College?
Yes.
Okay. Well, why can't you get a job on the rest of the time when you're not studying?
I play football, so I have practice.
You play football?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I think you got to get a weekend job. You got to do something because you can't leave her holding the bag.
I know.
Okay? And I don't see you doing much. So, based on what I have heard, I think her lawsuit for $2,000 is eminently reasonable, and
But
I'm
if
going
we
to.
agreed on $1,200.
I don't care what you agreed on. You didn't do it. See, here's the thing. That's called a settlement offer. She agrees that she'll take less if you'll just pay. Then you don't pay. You don't get to say, but you're supposed to take less. You breached that by not paying. So now she has to sue you to get paid. Now all bets are off. You're lucky I don't say $3,400.
Okay.
Verdict for the
Whatever.
plaintiff, $2,000, which is
Thank
what
you.
you've asked for in the lawsuit.
Well, that verdict for the plaintiff sends the defendant out here into this hallway here. Step up, right? Come on, get in closer. You're in the spotlight, my man. What are you thinking here?
Nothing much.
What did you learn out of this whole fiasco?
I knew I was wrong, so, I'm not really going to try to defend any part of it, so.
And you put your mom through all this stuff. Anything you want to say to her?
Well, yeah, I do apologize that she have to pay this much, but.
One final word for him?
He'd be okay.
All right. All right. All right, so step on in here. You get what you sued for, and what's your feeling on this outcome here?
I'm glad the judge ruled in my favor. Sorry that I had to take them to court. I was hoping to settle this out of court, but I'm happy with the decision.
You made a strong effort to do that and keep it out of court?
Yes,
And-
I did. I tried to avoid police, courts, insurance, and they didn't pay in the end, so
Okay.
now they have to.
All right, Harvey.
Okay, we've talked about this before. He is definitely in the wrong, this kid, for driving without somebody in the car with him. That is absolutely wrong, and it's even illegal. He's not allowed to do it. That does not automatically make him responsible for the crash. In order to be responsible, you have to prove negligence. Just because he was driving without somebody in the car doesn't automatically make him negligent. Could have been the other person's fault. You have to show that somebody did something. It's not that they drove without insurance or drove with a suspended license. They have to be negligent.